Hello there, Avila here. Once again, I'm back, but today video is a little bit different than usual. I'm not going to do a book review or monthly wrap up, but today I'm going to do a reading vlog. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing the same scarf, the same hijab as the video that you're going to see soon, is because I was too lazy to film the intro when I read it, when the first time I touched this book. But I actually finished reading this, so I hope you enjoy my reading vlog and see you soon. I'm going to start reading this book. I'm so excited. So yeah, let's get started. Yeah, I don't have any like special pens or highlights or even like sticky notes, something like that, because literally I just like, I'm not prepared, but let's get started, I guess. I'm still on chapter 2. I just want to say that I'm glad that the author wrote those snippets, like kind of like how they told what have happened before in the first book, like, oh, this Blackwood things is Emily puzzles or something like that. So it is easier for me to remember, because honestly I don't remember anything at all. I'm like, wait, Jameson, wait, Grayson, who? I read this 9 months ago, and I read the first book 9 months ago, so I do not remember at all. I want to reread it, but like my friend told me that I should just read it, the second book, because she wanted to discuss it with me. So I'm like, sure. So I absolutely do not have any idea of what happened before. Like, I do not remember. So yeah, which I'm glad that the author included all those things, in her writing. So which is great. Just want to drop by and see that. I'm on chapter 2 right now. Wish me luck. I want to update something that is very interesting, but I expected, like, yeah. So this section is not spoiler free, so you can skip ahead. So can you see it? But I'm sure wait, let me bring the camera. So here I read here, like, mentioned about how her mother, Avery's mother, was like, I have a secret about the day you were born. And I'm like, Dad? And then the mention was like, I wasn't a Hawthorne. A DNA test had already confirmed that I had a no Hawthorne blood. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, okay. And then, okay, let's continue. On what page exactly? I think 55? Here. Okay, on this page, I'm like, Toby was adopted. I'm like, what? And I'm like, and neither will his child. And I'm like, Aries bio father? Okay, so at this time I'm like, we kind of know now. I'm like, yeah. And then to page 58. Then they said, because his son is my father. And I'm like, as expected. As expected. Since the first book, I was like, this girl is related to the Hawthorne family. So I'm like, yeah, as expected. So that's it. I just want to say about that. Yeah, okay. See you guys soon. I'm going to continue reading this. Bye-bye. So hello, I'm going to do an update. I reached chapter, okay, let me see, 60 right now. So right now it's still about this riddle is still going on. We know about Ever's mother's secret. We know about the Laughlin family secret, and like Toby's secret, I guess. Well, not as a secret, but like about his life. But yeah, so that happened. However, we still don't know what does Sky and Zara's will meant. So yeah, and by page 300 I will come back and update you on what happened and my feelings at that time. So yeah, bye. So I'm currently on chapter 85. So let's finish this book together. There are, I think, 5 more chapters. So yeah, grab your books and we read it together. So I'm finally done reading this book. As you know, if you watch the entire video, I enjoy this book. I enjoy reading it. I put really high expectation on it, and I actually love it. So okay, let me talk about a little bit of this book. So if you read the first book, the inheritance games, you know, there are lots of riddles going on, but there are still secrets that we do not know. So in this book, they talk about all the secrets. They expose all the secrets about, should I say this? There are a few certain secrets, okay? I'm not going to talk about it, but yeah, there are certain secrets, and then we get to know about it. So yeah, the good part, I love that this book is fast-paced, and then all the chapters are very short, so it is easy for you to read. You don't feel like it's too long. So yeah, I enjoy that. And also the way the writer wrote this book, it's like I'm in middle grade. It's easy to read, but they still keep the suspenseful, the mysterious vibe, the mood of this book. Okay, it's so easy to read, but also still enjoyable. You don't feel like you're reading a children's books. My heart while reading this book, it was like going up, down, like, oh, I thought, yeah, I guess that secrets, I've solved the riddles, but no, I actually did not. So it was wonderful. I love it. I give it 5 stars. Honestly, I'm not a strict reviewer, nor am I a picky reader, so I thoroughly enjoyed this book, and I totally recommend for you to read the first book and this book. I'm excited to wait for the third book. Actually, at first I was like, is this a duology? After I'm done reading this, I'm like, I feel like it's a cliffhanger, but also not. Like, if it's end here, I guess I'm fine with it. But when I check on the Goodreads, turns out there's the third book. I think it was like the final gambit. So yeah, it did not. So the story still progress, and the love line. It seems like right now, Avery is, simping for this person. We do not know. I know, Kim. However, I'm like rooting for the other person, the other Hawthorne boys, but And what else to talk about this? So I'm going to talk a bit more about the contents of this book. So it contained spoiler. If you haven't read this book, you can skip ahead. But if you have read this book, you can continue and listen to my rant. So I'm just going to start first. Okay. I think the first few chapters, I have mentioned this in my blog. I think they mentioned like the theory of Toby being Avery's father, and I was like, yes, I expected that, because I read the first book and I was like, this girl got all this inheritance because Toby is her father. Turns out he was not her father. And then I was like, okay, so I think it's better if just the author was just like, okay, Avery is not his daughter. The end. Instead of going on with like, oh, you're not his daughter, but he actually has another daughter. Like, he has a biological daughter. I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. No, I don't think Toby need that in his life too. Because Toby view Avery as his daughter. Okay? And Eve suddenly appeared, and he did not know about Eve. He did not even love Eve's mother, which is kind of sad. And suddenly they're just like, yeah, you have this 19 years old daughter named Eve. Take care of her. I'm like, I don't need that. Toby do not need that. This book that do not need that. What else? the love line. I'm voting for Grayson, but he's like, I don't know, is he still love Emily? Grayson. But I'm fine if everybody's more interested in Jameson. I'm okay with that, I guess. I love the relationship between Max, Xander, Rebecca, and Tia. Like, this is suddenly a group, like group of them. They're grouped together and they're like solving this mystery together with Avery, which is cute. I love Max so much. Thank you for bringing Max in the scene instead of seeing her through their text in the first book. We finally get to know more about Max. I love her personality. She's such a cutie pie. I'm like, thank you so much. And also Xander, he's still the cute boy he is. He's still cute. So thank you for bringing that to for Tia, girl, I hate you. I still kinda hate you. Like, every might like forgive you, but I'm like, I don't. So yeah. And then what else? What else to talk about this book? Nothing else. So yeah, that's it. I'm just still confused on what the third book going to be about. Like, we do not know. Like, for Truly Devious book or Truly Devious series, I get, I understand what the first book, the second book, and the third book is about, like what the plot are going to be about. But for this series, I'm like, the third book, what is it going to be about? Is there going to be another mystery? What are they going to focus on? I'm not sure. However, I'm still going to buy the third book later on. Not sure when it's going to publish, right? If we're going to buy that third book. So that's it from me. Hope you enjoy reading the Hawthorne Legacy with me, or hope you enjoy watching me reading the Hawthorne Legacy. So that's it from me. Bye bye.